Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much if you've continued to stay with me and watch my videos. If you're new, welcome. Today I just thought of doing a video and kind of adding a bit of humor to, you know, a few things that suck with having alopecia areata. As depressing as it can be, you know, I just thought, like, let me just pull up some of the struggles that I go through or I went through when this kind of first happened, and how I pretty much dealt with them or kind of avoided them. So yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, so one of the biggest struggles, I guess, right now with this, you know, whole episode of my alopecia that's going on is that basically I haven't been home for like 2 years. I'm going on 2 years, and all this time that I've been here, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go home and get my hair braided, do all these different styles for so cheap compared to spending like $200 out here. Bruh. $200. So I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm so excited, boo boo boo. Like, even like 2 weeks ago, I saw my friend with this amazing braiding hairstyle, and I remember I was about to text her, be like, girl, I need your braiding lady hookup. I need that hookup, because as soon as I come home, that's what I'm gonna be doing to my hair. And then I was like, oh, well, you actually cannot braid right now because you got holes in your head, or you got patches on your head. So I was just like, damn, that sucks. And I mean, like, the first time around, I've said many times, like, I was just like, braids were my thing. That's all I did. Everyone just knew me as the braid girl. So yeah, that was like really depressing. I was like, I miss my braids. I have to like find an alternative. I'm probably, oh, I might actually be getting a braided wig, which looks very good. Like the tiny singles, like, you know, those super tiny ones we used to do back in the day. I used to, guys, when I say I used to do those braids up to my butt, I would sit in that hairdresser from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. for 2 whole days. Jesus 2 whole days. Is Lord. So right now I'm not about that life no more. Even if my hair was there, I am not going to be sitting in the hairdresser that long. So one of my friends said she's gonna get me one of these wigs braided. So hopefully in the next couple of months I will get it and I'll be able to show you guys it. But for now, no braids. Okay, number 2. So one of the biggest struggles, especially the first time round, was I lived alone in South Africa. So my friends would always come over, visit me and whatnot. And when I had unplanned guests, so one of my friends just pop up at my house and I'm unaware of this, and I have to like run around to put my wig on and without brushing it. Like, that was one of the realest things. I mean, neighbors would come knocking at the door. I have to rush because, like, you know, people are impatient. I'm like, where's my wig? Because I'll just put my wig, I would throw my wig anywhere, and then I would have to run, put the wig on, you know, try and make it look a little bit like decent, and then open the door and be like, hi. And I remember also, like, because yeah, a lot of people didn't know about this, so I'm sure they probably assumed I was wearing something, a wig, because some people didn't understand. They're like, how? They're like, where did you get your hair done? And I wouldn't really lie. I would just say, or they like, they would ask me, what hair is that? I was like, and then I'll just say, oh, I did it, I got it in the States. Like, I wouldn't say, like, you know, I did it, or like what hair braiding, what weaving place I went to, or whatever. I would just say, I got it in the States, and just like change the subject because I didn't want to talk about my hair. And I remember one time going to visit a friend of mine, and then I obviously had to go with my wig, and then I did not take it off at all. I even slept with it, like just slept with it, you know, straight on, no band, no doek, or what do you call it, a hair tying thing to like protect my hair. I forgot the name, but yeah. So I just, and I remember she was like, "You're just gonna sleep with your hair like that?" And I was like, I was like, yep, that's what I'm about to do. And I would love when I'd go visit friends and they'd give me like my own room, because I could just lock the door and like get some freedom and get some air, because it would get like really annoying wearing the wig like all day. So yeah, that was one of the, one of the realest things was just like unplanned visits, man. It was just like, guys, I need to know when you're coming so I can just at least put my hair on. Now I don't really care anymore. Like I'll walk around with my wig cap. Even now, like I'm more comfortable just walking around with my hair because my hair is always in twists anyway. So if you can see my patches, you know what's up. Like it's all good. But then it was a no. Number 3, guys, roller coasters. Now let me tell you, I am an adrenaline junkie. Literally, I like to go do all these crazy things. I am petrified. Literally, I'm petrified before I do all of them, but I will go skydiving. I went bungee jumping. I've just done a lot of stuff, and I love roller coasters. Like, roller coasters are just my life. Like, I want to go on the craziest roller coasters. And the funny thing is that every single time I get in a roller coaster and I'm about to drop, I like lose my mind. Like, I'm that person like, no, take me off. And then it just drops, and like my heart just exits. It just exits the building. So when you know, like back then, around the first time, I was like, how am I gonna live this roller coaster life? Because when I would come back home to visit, I like to go to Six Flags, and I like the Superman, and I was like, what am I going to do with this wig? Because back then I never secured my wig. I would just put it on. I don't know how I made it through wind, but anyways, I never secured it. So I was like, I remember thinking like, okay, maybe I'll go one day dress up, you know, that style where you tie a scarf and you tie it here and like dress all preppy. I'm like, but what am I going to Six Flags for with that thing on my head? And on top of that, you know how hot it is in DC? Y'all think Africa's hot? You think Africa's hot? Come here. I was like, the sun has insulted me. Like, it's insulted my soul. So I was just like, I remember I always think like, what am I gonna do with my hair? But then it's funny enough, like all that time I never actually went back to Six Flags that I was wearing the wig. So that's like 4 years. So I never had to deal with that. But I remember always thinking about it and being like, oh my gosh, when I go home I want to go to Six Flags. Like, what am I gonna do about my hair? Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's one of the struggles, because you gotta hold that wig. Even now that I wear wigs, I haven't been to any, I'm not gonna go to Six Flags anymore because I've gone too many times. But you know, if I go visit somewhere else, like I have to think of something, because I'm not trying to lose this wig. $100 where? Like, do you think I have my $100 on the floor? Hell no, hell no. So yeah, that is a struggle. Okay, so number 4, as I did mention a bit in that third one, is the third point is wind. Wind is not your friend, because I am one of those people, like, you see, I will slay, you know, the front, like just this part, the parting, but if I lift here and you see what's happening under there, you will just be, you'll be very disappointed because I don't think I even cut the lace properly, so it's not even sitting properly, but nobody sees it because I don't walk around tying my hair. Like, I don't do any of those styles. I just like to keep it simple. So when the wind blows, I mean, I literally walk around like this. The wind will be blowing and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like trying to follow the pattern. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, and I mean, back then, like the first time around, it was like I never secured the wig, so I would just be like holding onto my head, and you know, you're not trying to make it look too obvious that people know this could potentially fly off. So yeah, that was a real struggle. Wind is not your friend, especially if you do not secure that wig. And I don't use adhesives or glues. Just watch the wind, guys. Watch the wind. So number 5 is pretty much the slow recovery rate, and I think that's the one thing that just kills me, because you know, you're doing all this work, you're paying all this money, and it's just like you're like waiting and waiting, and like I'm constant, and now it's a bit better, but I'll constantly be checking my hair, like, okay, what growth is happening now, and you have to wait like months at a time, you know. So I'm telling you, that recovery rate is just like, it's crushing, because I just can't wait till I can have all my hair back and, you know, explore different styles again without overdoing it, because I generally don't. But yeah, the slow recovery rate, I think, is just something that is like, Lord, please let this hair go back just quick and be the same length as the rest of my hair so I can do things. yeah, so yeah, slow recovery rate, not the greatest. So number 6 is pretty much keeping up with the treatment regimen. So obviously for this to work and for my hair to grow back, I need to keep up and do what I need to do every day. Now, you know, once you've been doing it for a while, especially like the first time around, like I just got so used to it and it was a part of my life, and I'd have to put, you know, the minoxidil every day, wash my hair. I can't remember how many times I would wash my hair, but now I just wash it once a week, and yeah, so pretty much keeping up with it can be very like time consuming, and just like you feel late. Sorry guys, I got a phone call. But yeah, sometimes you just feel lazy and you just don't feel like putting the minoxidil on every day and having, because I have to wash my hands every time I do it, because I don't want the minoxidil to go somewhere else on my face where I'm touching my face and then I start getting a patch of hair growing. Yeah, so yeah, basically the time, it's very time consuming, and it's just one added thing to all the things you need to do. On top of the fact that I have hypothyroidism, I have to take medication every morning, I have to take all the supplements that I take morning and evening, so just remembering everything can be just annoying. So yeah, that's number, we're on 6, right? 6. Okay, so number 7 is the depressing one, and I think it's more applicable for my experience the first time around, is not feeling as beautiful as you usually do. As you know, I've mentioned many times that in the beginning it was very, very depressing for me, and I was just extremely insecure and just deeply depressed about all of this. So, and also feeling alone and not being able to talk about what you're going through just because you feel embarrassed about what's going on, and just not knowing how to relate or not knowing how other people can relate to your experience. So yeah, I remember just always feeling like as much as like, you know, I'd feel good, I'd get dressed up and like look cute and stuff, I'd always feel like, oh, I have to come home to like, you know, taking all of this off and just like looking at all these patches and just not feeling so great. And you know, when your natural hair is growing, man, there is always that awkward phase, and let me tell you, I was in that phase for a very long time. A very long time, because my hair would grow slow, and you know, braiding usually promotes more hair growth, and so I wasn't braiding at the time, so my hair was just growing naturally, and that was taking real long, and I just really did not like that awkward phase. I must have some pictures somewhere. But yeah, you know, now I don't feel the same. Like now I'm like, honey, I will slay with the wig and without it. I have learned to love myself. I have learned to embrace all my experiences. I've learned to embrace all the things that go a bit south, I guess, in my life, and just try work towards feeling good about myself and feeling confident about myself, and just portraying that and to motivate other people to live up to this, because it's a very hard life to live very insecure and live like you don't feel that beautiful, you know. So that's just something I aim to do all the time. It's a, you know, it's a daily choice you make to wake up every day and be like, you know what, I'm beautiful with it, without my makeup, with my makeup, whatever. I just feel good. So yeah, I don't have to deal with that now anymore, like in this new phase of my alopecia. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I thought I was going to get to 10, but then I was writing things, I was like, I can't think of other things. But these are pretty much the main things that I experienced or have experienced in the past. So, you know, if any of you are going through alopecia struggles and whatnot, just pop a few comments, let me know what your struggles are, and, you know, let's start a conversation. I feel like, you know, in comments and stuff, we can also be very supportive with each other. And, you know, anybody else who just wants to learn more about it, pop a comment and let me know what else you want me to talk about. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I will catch you at my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Mwah!